I think he just forgot his knight was hanging. Okay, and the match is tied. The game is on. We are on the edge of our seats right now.
Magnus shaking his head in just utter disgust. And, I mean, with that popping of the collar and the fist bump, I think Grischuk is happy right now.
Grischuk is real happy. He has turned things around. He was up against the wall. The biggest lead so far for either player in the match has been 2 games.
Yeah.
It was almost 3 games for both players. But 2 games has been the biggest lead. Right now we have a tied match with 15 minutes to go in the 3-minute portion. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Yeah, and here we have another Sicilian, and this time a Najdorf. And it looks like Magnus has been at home just trying to play against his
he likes
D5
these
square.
positions.
Yeah.
We've seen it a few times.
But honestly, Grischuk has really impressed me in his Sicilian, both on the board and online. He's played very well today in these Sicilian structures. So Grischuk is clearly very comfortable, and the trend is now in Grischuk's favor. The momentum is really in his corner, and Magnus, with his stroking his chinny chin here, doesn't look to be too thrilled.
Agreed. And momentum, don't underestimate the importance of it. It's a practical thing, but it is an important thing. The psychology of who's won the most games recently really has the other person on their heels.
Yep, and Maxime Vacher-Lagrave, Lion Beast here on chess.com, said, the bullet will be so fun to watch. So when you have a super GM...
Excited about watching other super GMs.
You know you're doing something right.
You know you're doing something... No, seriously. I mean, if you ask these guys, they don't get around and watch 6-hour broadcasts on their free time. This is the fast-paced action that everybody can enjoy, regardless of chess level. Lion B says, Maxime Vacher-Lagrave says he doesn't know how to rate Magnus and Bullet compared to the best Bullet players. I've said beforehand that I feel like Sasha is maybe the best Bullet player on the planet after Hikaru Nakamura. Obviously, we know MVL himself is right there.
And look at Sasha stare the camera down right now.
He's looking at Magnus right now. He's looking at the camera. Was he peering into my soul? That scared the bejesus out of me.
Yeah, I don't know if he liked being called second best after anyone there. He's proven his might.
I don't think he bothers listening to anything we say, but
that scared me. I mean, that really was kind of, he just peered into your soul.
He did. He looked right at me. He said, "I'm watching you, Danny." Whoa. Anyway, no, but so Grischuk has played 3 Najdorfs now. He's played 3 Najdorfs against Magnus over the board. All 3 were decisive with a 2-1 score for Carlsen. And he's played his 3rd Najdorf in the match, if I'm not mistaken. It might be 4. But look at this trade. I actually think that favors black. Not sure what Carlsen calculated. I see f5 falling in a healthy way for black. Where's the tactics that follow? What am I missing?
It's not tactics. I think Magnus is hoping that losing the pawn, he'll gain some...
The light squares, right?
Exactly,
He wants to really get a grip on these light squares here.
And actually, sometimes after knight f5, there will be some queen g4 stuff at the right moment.
Well, Hikaru Nakamura correcting me in the Chess TV chat saying Maxime Vacher-Lagrave is the second best Bullet player on the planet, not Sasha.
Wow.
Maybe
he's trying to
butter up his opponent for tomorrow.
Yeah,
make sure Maxime knows he respects him, or he just I'm sure he feels that way. I mean, I agree. It is very close between those two. But again, I agree with some of the comments that have been made. We haven't seen Magnus Carlsen play a lot of Bullets, so how does he rank compared to Hikaru Nakamura, Sasha Grischuk, and Maxime Vacher-Lagrave, right?
Yeah, extremely difficult to say because we've only seen him, at least I've only seen him play Bullet in his matches.
There's some secret accounts. There is an active secret account of his on our site, but we won't mention what that is.
Of course not.
But yeah, it's not, Hikaru Nakamura he's the best and the most active Super GM at Bullet. Everyone knows he's kind of on another level, so... But we'll see. All right, this is fun. Glad to have Hikaru Nakamura and MVL in the chats with us. What's going on now? He's gotten the rook to c2.
Yeah, so he's undoubling White's pawns on the queen side, but there's some pressure. The rook, if b takes a6, ba6, rook b8 will come in.
Right.
Just black is happy because the f5 pawn also is under attack. So taking on a6 for White, it undoubles your pawns. It also removes a weakness on the b7 square because the queen on d5 hits it.
Yeah, I'm just not impressed with White's position. This seems like black will, at worst, he should be able to trade the full queen side for the full queen side and pick up the f pawn.
Yeah, that would be...
At best, maybe he gets more. He takes b2 now, and maybe a4 is falling. No, but b7 would fall. That would be the way it could backfire with a Danny blunder.
And so what's going on here? If you
It's super dangerous. Hikaru Nakamura is currently in the Chess TV chat. Those wondering in the game chat. So many people following on so many different chat portals. The issue for Black is you have to be super. I mean, he might even be preparing to give up the exchange. You think so?
Yeah, that's definitely an option. But Grischuk just kind of shook his head because he didn't expect this cash. But now after Queen takes C6, even the Queen trade, the Rook is so great on B2
it's so
behind
great.
the pawn. And I'm not sure because if you take on C6 now, right?
I mean, this pawn's coming to C5, which is going to.
The D pawn's going to D4.
Even
right?
better, right? He takes. Both moves cut off the bishop. Everybody, that's the idea, and Black has to be better there, right?
Yeah, and I think what Magnus is probably upset about is if Queen C6, B takes C6, is
Rook C1.
Rook C1, D5 is still a strong move.
Because he gets there too fast. Rook takes C6.
And Black is a pass pawn. I don't know. Maybe doesn't quite just work out because the bishop comes to C1, but you have to be careful if you're,
Okay, they're going for the lines we're recommending, but
C5 is smarter. I mean, it has to
C5 is a little safer than D5. Black can now kind of maybe gang up on the A pawn.
And that king. Look at that king.
The king is going to bring itself to C6, guard threats of the protected pass B pawn.
Yeah, this is
D5, D4. Grischuk strikes home again.
I kind of want to see a world championship match between these two. I know Karyakin earned that right, but Grischuk really putting up a fight that we've seen almost nobody put up before. Now Rook B5 first, then King D7 is winning. Just don't blunder Bishop takes C5 is my only.
Well, at Jan Ludwig Hammer, at GMJLH, that's Grandmaster Jan Ludwig Hammer, he calls me out on Twitter, says he thinks at Daniel Wrench is drastically underestimating Magnus Carlsen's bullet skills. We'll see. The Hammer is usually right about Magnus, and we'll see if he's right there. He thinks that Magnus Carlsen, even though he's been shaky throughout the match, is going to take the match home in bullet.
And what's going on here? When F6, so the bishop takes F6, he went bishop takes F6. I was not expecting that. He gave away the D6 pawn and looks to try to take the B6 pawn now after Rook B5 and hope that the A pawn for Black is quick. But I don't like that decision. He could have just taken on F6 with the G pawn.
I agree totally. And this bishop is misplaced out of there.
He could have taken with the G pawn and given up the H pawn and put all his pawns forward.
Yeah, White is look at what Carlsen is doing. He's getting enough activity, and all of a sudden, F5 may be key to kind of keep the king out, and he goes for just that. But
because King E3 would blunder to Rook takes C5.
Yeah, King E3 would blunder, chop, chop, and that's a pin. But still, I mean, Carlsen has gotten very active. I think the bishop can come back to E3. Right as I say it, he does it to free up the rook. Now he might have threats of poking at both sides of the board. He's going for it. He's going bishop F6, bishop takes H6.
You're a genius.
Yeah, no, I think Carlsen's counterplay came too fast, and this is turning around. Whoa, town.
E4 check.
King G2. I think either way, White is now in the driver's seat.
But let's look at the outside pass. But both sides have an outside pass pawn, so I don't even know who to.
Yeah, I think that the structure favoring White
probably
should be a draw. Oh,
don't like that move.
Why King E8? Put your king on the back rank. No.
Well, he just...
The position is changing, and Grischuk's shaking his head. We're doing the same thing, buddy.
Yeah, he completely blundered.
His
eyes are wide right now.
That was unnecessary. Putting the king on E8 was a huge mistake.
Yeah, it makes no sense. It made zero sense.
It made 0 sense, right? There was no justification. The pawns are too healthy for White. Okay, counterplay with active pieces is what Black has to do. Grischuk is doing that. But is it too little, too late? Wow. Oh. Magnus calmly, he shakes his head. Not his fault that Grischuk lost the position. I love when Magnus does that, right? He's like he's such a gamer and appreciates chess so much. He's like, well, I mean,